If you feel hopeless and you want to know how to quit porn for good, I've been a therapist specializing in this for 15 years, and here's what I've learned. Everything that you've been taught about porn addiction recovery is backwards. You've been told that the urge is your enemy, something to resist, something to overpower, but it's not. It's a messenger trying to tell you something. My name is Sam Tielemans, and as a licensed therapist, in this video, I'm going to show you how to stop white-knuckling the urges and how you can start resolving the underlying issue, the root cause, so your urges actually stop showing up altogether. You don't need more willpower, you don't need more discipline or self-hatred to quit porn. Like I said, urges are not the problem. They're actually pointing to an unresolved root cause. And once you understand that, everything changes. Here's an analogy that makes this undeniable. Think about your car. When the check engine light comes on, you don't panic, you don't think of yourself as a bad driver, you just check to see what's wrong, and let's say the light is the low gas light. You fill it up, the light turns off. Now here's what this looks like in porn addiction recovery. A man that I worked with named Brad came to me recently, and he was a manager at his work. He was married, had 2 kids, and he relapsed every Sunday night like clockwork. So we traced it back, and we discovered that Sunday night is when he reviews his week, and he starts to feel overwhelmed and inadequate, and he feels like he's falling behind. So every Sunday night at 10 p.m., the urge hits. The urge was not random. It was his nervous system saying, "This pressure is too much, I need relief." Once we dealt with that, how he processed his workload, regulated that Sunday night anxiety, helped him rebuild his self-worth, the Sunday night relapses stopped completely. Not because he was trying to resist harder, but because the need to escape disappeared. When you meet the underlying need, the urge actually goes away. It's not motivation, it's a skill that you can learn. So why doesn't traditional porn addiction recovery teach this? Because they're focused on the wrong moment entirely. Here's the problem with every accountability app, every blocking software, every resist the urge strategy. They teach what to do after you've already been triggered. By the time the urge shows up, the pressure is already there. The emotion, again, is already there. The pattern is already activated. And then they just tell you in that moment to fight it. But that's not freedom. That's crisis management. You're always playing catch-up. You're always playing defense, one step behind. And there's one specific reason why you stay stuck, even though you've tried everything. Let me show you what I mean. You feel an urge. You've been taught that you should do push-ups, take a cold shower, put your phone down, distract yourself. And so you do, and maybe it works for a little bit, but then the urge comes roaring back. Here's why. Remember what I said earlier, that the urge is just a messenger. It's pointing to something underneath that needs to be resolved. Let's say the urge came from loneliness. You feel disconnected, unseen, alone, and so do push-ups solve the problem? No, they don't help you feel more connected. A cold shower doesn't resolve loneliness. All it was a distraction tool on an emotional wound. So the loneliness is still there. So that's why the urge keeps coming back. The root cause remains unresolved. This is why so many men stay stuck for years. They're using tools that don't match the actual problem. And then they think, well, I must not be trying hard enough. I must not be good enough. No, it's not that at all. You're trying plenty hard. You're just using the wrong tool, and it's not even your fault because nobody's ever shown this to you before. So here's what you actually need. A way to identify the root cause, and I want to show you how you can do that for your own urges as well. This is the framework that separates my philosophy from every other traditional approach. Again, the other methods treat urges in the same way, something to avoid and resist, but the key is to recognize that not all urges come from the same place. Here's what I've learned after over 15 years. Every porn urge fits in one of 3 categories. And once you know which one the urges are coming from, you can resolve it at the root level before it turns into a relapse. Here are the 3 categories, and once you see this, you will never look at urges the same way again. Category number 1 is the coping-based urge. These show up when something on the inside feels off, like stress or shame, loneliness, rejection. So, for example, let's say you're in your car after work and you just had an argument with your wife. She said something that hurt you. You shut down, and now you're driving home in silence, and that familiar old pull starts. The old approach? You try to tell yourself, no, don't think about this. I'm stronger than this. You can do this. And you try to fight it. But the new approach? You recognize that you feel disconnected, and what you really need is connection and to resolve the tension with your wife, and that you don't need porn at all. So when you get home, you have that conversation with her, and you resolve the conflict, and then you feel better again together. Then the urge just fades on its own. Not because you fought it, but because you addressed what created it before it turned into a relapse. So when an urge comes from an emotional root, you resolve the emotion. Again, it's simple. Now, what if the urge isn't emotional at all, though? What if it's just your brain being on autopilot, running a program that it's used to running? That's the second category. It's the habit-based urge. Habit-based urges are not emotional. They're automatic. At the same time, the same place, same routine. It's 11 p.m. and you're alone and your phone is in your hand, and your brain learns when this happens, we respond by doing that. There's not this deep trauma, it's just conditioning. The old way to approach this is try to resist the urges with motivation and willpower. But as you know, motivation fades, especially when you're tired and stressed. What works better than this? You redesign the pattern. One client that I worked with told me that every night he went to bed and he would check his phone one more time. And that's when it would happen. So we redesigned that moment entirely. His phone started to go in the kitchen to charge at 9 p.m. and then he read instead. The habit window closed and the urges never showed up anymore. So to review this, coping urges need emotional work, and that's the first category that we covered. Habit urges need a redesign. But there's a third category that you need to know about to make sure the urges don't cause you to spiral. Category 3 is normal biological urges. This is your normal healthy sex drive. Some urges are just biology. You're male, you have a body, you have sexual energy. All of that is completely normal. That's healthy. The problem is not sexual desire. The problem is that men don't always know how to channel that in a healthy way. So they suppress it, and that creates this pressure. And then eventually they give in, and then that reinforces the pattern of turning it to porn. So here's what you can do instead. You can just acknowledge without resisting or fighting and just redirect the urge. For example, let's say you wake up on Saturday morning, you feel desire. You don't panic, you just recognize this is normal, this is healthy. Maybe you channel that in your relationship with your wife, or maybe the timing's not right, so you just practice breathing and relaxing. You let the thoughts come and go. Traditional recovery teaches you that sexual arousal is dangerous and it can lead to a relapse every time, and you should avoid this, but that's not actually true. Normal biological urges get treated like an emergency in that way. And that creates pressure, which actually does lead to relapse. So the knowledge that there are 3 different categories can save you in this process, and that's what most men never realize. You don't have to avoid urges, you can actually use them. When an urge shows up, it's trying to give you valuable information that you can use. Let me share with you a few examples of how you can do this. Most men think that you need to resist the urges forever, but that's not freedom, that's prison. So here's what you can do to find freedom and actually resolve the urges. You can simply ask yourself this question: when an urge shows up, which category is this coming from? If it's coping, then you work through the emotion by naming it, processing it, talking to somebody. If it's habit, you redesign the routine, you change your environment, you build a new pattern. And if it's biology, you just acknowledge it and redirect it by being mindful or channeling it appropriately. Now, this is what happens next when you do this. You do it once, you do it twice, you do it 10 times, something changes. The coping urge that used to hit you every time you felt stressed, you don't feel that urge anymore because you've learned how to regulate stress before it turns into an urge. Again, that's not you having to resist and manage it. It literally just doesn't show up anymore because you resolved the root. Are you seeing the difference in this approach? To review the second category, the habit-based urge. Every time you feel a trigger at 11 p.m., it disappears because you've dismantled the pattern. The biological urge that you used to panic about, it normalizes because you stopped treating healthy desire like danger. This is the difference. Traditional recovery keeps you fighting urges forever, and you get tools to apply after you've already been triggered. But by then, it's too late. But with the root cause approach that I've shared with you today, you resolve the root, and then the urge just stops showing up. Not suppressed, not managed, it's gone. Because when the need no longer exists, the signal stops firing. Again, that's not willpower, this truly is freedom. And when you've battled an urge for years, and it just stops, you realize that you were never broken. Remember that check engine light example from earlier? This is what it looks like when you stop ignoring the real issue. You can actually relax. In the beginning, when I work with clients, some of the men tell me in my program that they just want to feel normal. So whatever normal is, I know what they mean when they say that. They just don't want to have to think about this anymore. They don't want this always nagging in the back of their mind. That can actually happen for you too when you start approaching things like we've talked about. So when the check engine light comes on, you check to see what it's telling you. If it's low gas, you fill the car up, the light goes off. Not just for 10 minutes, it just turns off because you fixed the problem. So in the beginning, as you're learning how to do this with your urges, you can use them as information. The urge shows up, you identify what category it's coming from, then you resolve the root. But you're not having to do this intentional work forever. You're learning the skill, and the more you learn how to resolve the roots, the urges then just stop showing up. Because your nervous system learns that you don't need porn anymore for stress, that you have other tools, and those become your automatic response. So the urges lose their function. When something loses its function, then it fades. This is real progress and growth, not a lifetime of resisting. It's when the urges actually stop. Again, not because you're stronger, but because you finally addressed what was creating them. So that's the system. Whenever you feel an urge, you can stop managing them and start understanding where they're coming from and resolve them. So there's only one question left. How long are you going to keep fighting the check engine light? How many more times are you going to promise yourself never again and then feel the shame, wonder if you're broken? Instead of doing that anymore, just ask yourself, what is this urge trying to tell me? You haven't been failing because you're weak. You've been failing because you've been taught to fight the symptom instead of the cause. So remember, the urge isn't the enemy, it's the messenger. And once you learn the skill of identifying what category it's coming from, truly everything changes. And the reason why is because you finally fix the root cause. That's the work that actually lasts. So today I've shared with you a new roadmap for how you can deal with the urges and resolve the roots at the core so you can find the freedom that you've been desperately seeking.